Tell you that Nigerians are insincere people, you must believe me.
That's right.
There is something dishonest, a people that is incapable of human development and civilization. Once you are a zoo, monkey or baboon, you must live your life in infamy because you are a Nigerian. Yoruba man has spoken. Nigerians are not sincere. As I didn't tell you before, he's a Nigerian. He's telling you that their people are not sincere. Did I not tell you before that they are not sincere? You want to know what is insincerity? I will give it to you the way it is, because the zoo is patently evil.
Yes.
Nigeria is evil. Do you know how much they stole? 400 billion pounds is in Europe, is in Asia, according to UK group. Ocean Zoo, the amount of money they steal will start off a tsunami. 400 billion, very close to $1 trillion, an amount of money that can build second Niger bridge, pay for free education for every child, make sure that all roads are built, you have running water, you have electricity, your university is funded. 400 billion pounds stolen by the monkeys, and blame it on these people. You have 400 billion pounds stashed in 3 continents. Tell you that Nigerians are insincere people, you must believe me.
That's right.
There is something dishonest, a people that is incapable of human development and civilization. Once you are a zoo, monkey or baboon, you must live your life in infamy because you are a Nigerian. Yoruba man has spoken. Nigerians are not sincere. As I didn't tell you before, he's a Nigerian. He's telling you that their people are not sincere. Did I not tell you before that they are not sincere? You want to know what is insincerity? I will give it to you the way it is, because the zoo is patently evil.
Yes.
Nigeria is evil. Do you know how much they stole? 400 billion pounds is in Europe, is in Asia, according to UK group. Ocean Zoo, the amount of money they steal will start off a tsunami. 400 billion, very close to $1 trillion, an amount that can build second Niger bridge, pay for free education for every child, make sure that all roads are built, you have running water, you have electricity, your university is funded. 400 billion pounds stolen by the monkeys, and blame it on these people. You have 400 billion pounds stashed in 3 continents.
And the microphone, you don't tell what we fight for this freedom. You don't tell what we fight for this freedom. All we need is the referendum. 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 Tell me what you do, tell me what you do, tell me what you see, tell me what you see, tell me what you know. When we talking about the referendum, oh you see, I never go for long. We never become a slave for long. Back in the days, we know what's up. I am a fan, but because of who you the focus to come out. I remember when my father they tell me about the war. If we're gonna then spend so much money just to create. India agony, India sugar. Success in one my typically go man. You don't tell what we fight for this freedom. You don't tell what we fight for this freedom. All we need is the referendum. 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 Oh yeah. You don't tell me to fight for this freedom. To fucking capture my eye, rescue your children. Even if I can't sell one make we don't mind all this politician song. No mind, never just come around. No promise us heaven and earth. You no go see anything after the election. No election in Biafra land. We go sit at home daddy. Make you no forget John. Is the princess success you have your partner son? Nnamdi Kanu, Chukwuka gozi ringi. Your Friday mother lando, Chukwuka gozi ringi. You don't tell when we dey fight for this freedom. You don't tell when we dey fight for this freedom. All we need is the referendum. All we need is the referendum.
Anywhere we gonna show the blessings of the Lord they follow us. Anywhere we gonna show the blessings of the Lord they follow us. Go on. We never here go here. Say that from and come. We are the best. We are the best now. We have to party hard. We have come to our freedom time. Every day keep on praying to God. It's our freedom time. Now so we keep on moving forward. I feel your peace come ahead. I feel your peace come ahead. Different people come ahead. Different people come ahead. It's never that make it dance. It's never that make it dance. It's never that make it stop me down. It's our freedom time. Left from the promised land. 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 When I look up to this life, I can see the sun is shining. It's shining all over Biafra. We are the best. I give thanks to God for the blessings of my soul. Let's go to our freedom time. Freedom time. Keep on praying to God. Praying to God. It's our freedom time. It's our freedom. So we keep on moving forward. Keep on.
Surike Soboya Soboha Awusa Fulani Soboha Nzobu Oleme Muna Wanemdera Abirego Ifajuna Rerani Ewo Muna Wanemdera Wane Kutanu Zore Wane Kani Siwa Usa Nina Marochu Siwa Soboha Zona Kani Siwa Usa Nina Marochu Siwa Soboha Zona
Anyị ga-etigbu Awụsa ịna marụ Chukwu ile kweghị na Chukwu amabụ eze. Anyị ga-azọda ha n'ala wee kọọ ha ọkọ n'isi. And then we know that one with God is with majority. If God be with us, who can be against us? Onye Chukwu ebe masị n'azụ enweghị atụ ya Onye Chukwu okike kwụ n'azụ enweghị atụ ya Director Nnamdi Kanu Chukwu abịa ma ọ bụghị n'azụ Indigenous people of Biafra Chukwu abịa masị n'azụ I can hear the Lord saying, do not be afraid of your enemies. The Boko Haram you see today, you shall see them no more. Hausa Fulani jihadists, you shall see them no more. Says the Lord Almighty, I am with you. We must get to the promised land. The promised land is called Biafra, the land of rising sun. Obodo Chukwu gọziri agọzi, obodo Chukwu chọrọ mma, obodo Chukwu mere eze. Anyị tigbuo Awụsa dị n'amarụ Chukwu, tigbuo ha zọgbuo ha zona ha. Ka anyị tigbuo Awụsa dị n'amarụ Chukwu, tigbuo ha zọgbuo ha zona ha. Kani Siwa Awụsa dị n'amarụ Chukwu, tigbuo ha zọgbuo ha zona ha.
Kani Siwa Awụsa dị n'amarụ Chukwu dị n'amaghị Chukwu Obiama dị n'amaghị Chukwu okike mụ dị n'amaghị Chukwu na dị ndụ ndị na-ekweteghị na Chukwu ọbama bụ chi n'ọbụ ya bụ chi kere anyị. Kani Siwa
we shall conquer. We are soldiers, soldiers of Biafra. In the name of Chukwuabiama, we shall conquer. We are soldiers, soldiers of Biafra. In the name of Chukwuabiama, we shall conquer. We are soldiers, soldiers of Biafra. In the name of Chukwuabiama, we shall conquer. We are soldiers, soldiers of Biafra. In the name of Chukwuabiama, we shall conquer. We are soldiers, soldiers of Biafra. In the name of Chukwuabiama, we shall conquer. We are soldiers, soldiers of Biafra. In the name of Chukwuabiama, we shall conquer. We are soldiers fighting for freedom. In the name of Chukwuabiama, we shall conquer. We are fighting for our motherland. By the grace of Chukwuabiama, we shall conquer. We are soldiers fighting for our rights. In the name of Chukwuabiama, we shall conquer. We are soldiers, soldiers of Biafra. In the name of Chukwuabiama, we shall conquer. We are soldiers, soldiers of Biafra. In the name of Chukwuabiama, we shall conquer.
Kaju na juju, wazo aniria ilia. Iha mumuru ori tugologo. Onyo tabiara bianesi anya wekuku nokolu wetie. Heroes fight like Biafran soldiers. Here bunyo chamurule. We are soldiers, soldiers of Biafra. In the name of Chukwuabiama, we shall conquer.
We are soldiers, soldiers of Biafra. In the name of Chukwuabiama, we shall conquer. We are soldiers, soldiers of Biafra. In the name of Chukwuabiama, we shall conquer.
We are marching to our motherland. In the name of Chukwuabiama, we shall conquer ourselves.
We are soldiers, soldiers of Biafra. In the name of Chukwuabiama, we shall conquer.
The land of the rising sun belongs to our fathers. In the name of Chukwuabiama, we shall take it by force. I say,
we are soldiers, soldiers of Biafra. In the name of Chukwuabiama, we shall conquer.
I say, hallelujah, hallelujah, Biafra, hallelujah, people. In the name of Chukwuabiama, we shall conquer. Oh yeah.
We are soldiers, soldiers of Biafra. In the name of Chukwuabiama, we shall conquer.
We are soldiers from the rising sun. In the name of Chukwuabiama, we shall conquer.
We are soldiers, soldiers of Biafra. In the name of Chukwuabiama, we shall conquer.
When we come, we are fearless. I say,
we are soldiers, soldiers of Biafra. In the name of Chukwuabiama, we shall conquer.
Iwe na-ewanyo na anyị chọrọ n'Biafra. Iwe na-ewanyo, iwe na-ewanyo. Iwe na-ewu no na anyị chọrọ n'Biafra. Ụmụ Biafra na-ewu no. Iwe na-ewanyo na anyị chọrọ obodo anyị. Anambra steeti, iwe na-ewu no. Enugu steeti, iwe na-ewu no. River State, Ebonyi State, na ịchọrọ obodo anyị.
Ebe ka unu si Biafra, ebe ka unu si Biafra, agaghị mara bụ Biafra, gawe bọsọ gabiri, agaghị mara bụ Biafra, gawe bọsọ gabiri. Biafra is my home. Ebe ka unu si Biafra, ebe ka unu si Biafra, agaghị mara bụ Biafra, gawe bọsọ gabiri, agaghị mara bụ Biafra, gawe bọsọ gabiri. Biafra is my home.
In this platform, we are calling all the indigenous people of Biafra living in diaspora to come back home. Let us defend and build our motherland, the land of the rising sun, and stop developing other people's land while our land has been taken by our enemies. For Biafra land is the kingdom of God on earth, and we must fight with the last drop of our blood to restore this great nation, the land of the rising sun. All hail Biafra! All hail indigenous
si Biafra gai marapo Biafra gawe boso gabiri agai marapo Biafra gawe boso gabiri Biafra is my home.
They say the river cannot flow through the forest without bringing down trees. My dear people of Biafra, for many years we have been folding our arms, hoping that Biafra will come in a platter of pig and honey called dialogue. What did we get in return? They kill our brothers, they rape our women, they behead our children, they bomb our churches when we go to worship Chukwuabiama. No, no, no. Enough is enough. We can't take this anymore. We must fight to defend our land. The Biafra we love. For he who wants peace must be ready for war.
Ebeka unusi Biafra Ebeka unusi Biafra gai marapo Biafra gawe boso gabiri agai marapo Biafra gawe boso gabiri Biafra is my home.
My people of Biafra, I'm laughing at you. Are we not ashamed of worship less in a foreign land just to make a living? Are we not tired of marrying our mother's pets just to have citizenship in a foreign land? Are we not tired of running from police and immigration, jumping condominium, rusting in jail?
Ebeka unusi Biafra Ebeka unusi Biafra gai marapo Biafra gawe boso gabiri agai marapo Biafra gawe boso gabiri Biafra is my home. Enyimba enyi Enyimba Enyimba enyi Enyimba Enyimba enyi
Nzobu
Enyimba
Nzobu Nzobu
Enyimba enyi
Zobu ha
Enyimba
Ike Nwachukwu
Enyimba
Nzobu
Enyimba enyi
Peter Obi
Enyimba
Zobu ya
Enyimba
Achịkọdanwa
Enyimba
Zobu ya
Enyimba
Egburu ma stọpụ
Enyimba
ndị iro
Enyimba
nzọgbu nzọgbu
Enyimba
anyị ga-azọgbu ha
Enyimba enyi
nzọgbu
Enyimba
nzọgbu nzọgbu
Enyimba enyi
nzọgbu
Enyimba
nzọgbu nzọgbu
Enyimba enyi
nzọgbu
na mbụ ka o bidoro n'ala Biafra ka o bidoro na mbụ ka o bidoro n'ala Biafra ka o bidoro na mbụ ka o bidoro n'ala Biafra ka o bidoro na mbụ ka o bidoro n'ala Biafra ka o bidoro na mbụ bidoro n'ala Biafra ka o bidoro na mbụ bidoro n'ala Biafra ka o bidoro.
It don't say no be today. I say it don't say no be today. Ọbụta ka anyị hụrụ Hausa n'ụkọ. Mmadụ na-eka jigo ya wee gbagbuo. Ihe niile dị nọ n'abalị o. Ihe niile dị mmadụ bidoro n'abalị o. Biafra land ya maka o. Biafra land ya maka o. Na mbụ na mbụ na mbụ ka o bidoro. N'ala Biafra ka o bidoro. Anyị nwere gold, anyị nwere silver, anyị nwere oil, anyị nwere stone, anyị nwere steel, anyị nwere
Purish, Zobo 20 naira. Roger, Zobo naira. Nzobu, Zobo green white green. Nzobu, Zobo Nigeria. Nzobu, Zobo Dizu. Nzobu, one yana Zobo Zobo Kango. Sheba Kam Sheba. Nzobu, Zobo Botanjong. Zobo the one. Nzobu, Zobo Lutas. All the Lutas. Zobo PDP. Zobo APC. Zeragawa. Zobo Torak. Zobo Governors. Zobo all of them. Senators. Zobo Ha. Zobo all the two. Animal decay. Monkeys. They can't listen very well. Zobo Ha. Zobo Ha. Yala. My people. Zobo. We shall listen to them. We kill them. We come with peace. And hands behind us. We shall scatter. We shall destroy. We shall kill. We are very angry. We will finish. We will descend upon this too. They will know that Boko Haram is a chance play. We are coming. We are coming in few months. My people.
Oleme muna wanne mtera abirego ifajuna rerani ewo muna wanne mtera wanne kutanu zore wanne kani sibwa usamina marosu sibwa sobwa sona kani sibwa usamina marosu sibwa sobwa sona.
4 days in Nigeria, still they shake to separate. Life's don't go, people don't buy, things don't spoil. But you could start to get, but you could fight to get, but you could try to stop you. Nigerian government refused. Somewhere for Ghana, them discuss restructuring. There was problem and they agreed to restructure Nigeria. On the 4th and 5th of January 1967, General Gowon Ideja, him accepted the Aburi Accord. General Ankara Ideja, Colonel Ojukwu Ideja, and they accept the Aburi Accord. And they accept restructuring. But when they come back Nigeria government refused the deal. Causing problem. Divide people into three. Them execute genocide on us and them call them war. Them kill my people plenty. Them call them war. Them kill our mama. Them kill our papa. Them kill our uncle. Them kill our aunt. Them kill small children, Them kill 5 million people, Them kill people where demand for restructuring, Some other people who demand for restructuring, After 4 days, them still they kill, them still they shoot, them still they want. But today, everybody they run, helter-skelter. Everybody they run, X-Men they kill, terrorists to shoot, government to thief. God don't reject Nigeria. Devil don't punish Nigeria. Nigeria government to kill my people for genocide. Our body situational understatement. Now everybody that you come out for the matter. As this matter one carry many people go. For a prayer call, now we didn't discuss my prayer call. Now we didn't have a no call. Let's talk about a prayer call. Now we didn't have for a prayer call. Now we didn't discuss my prayer call. Now we didn't make a way no call. Nigeria is like this today because nobody talk the truth. Nigeria they like this today because the government na lie. Them go use the family shit for church and they go claim the shit. In our curriculum for school, yo, they not teach us our history. Now where we go learn, now how we go learn. When they can come save us, Nigerian government teaches them, Nigerian government arrest them, Nigerian government to shoot them. Them using media paint and black, they making Nigerians hate the truth. Now which day where we go wake up, now which time where we go stand. Nigerians no one here, Nigerians no one do, Nigerians no one learn. We dey dance to the government tune. They kill us, they do us, they deceive us, they confuse us. They give our land to strangers, yo, our eyes come open. They give our land to strangers, yo, Nigerians come wake up. Suddenly, yo, yeah, what don't happen? Nigerians they talking, say they want restructuring. Nah, make it up. Suddenly, you know, and the more. Suddenly, you're waiting, no juku, see it don't happen, no. Nigerians they talking, say they want restructuring. Nnamdi with Nigerians, everybody come open eye, yo. Nigerians they cry, say they want restructuring. Plenty of my people who want the referendum, them no want restructuring, yo. And Nigerians they cry, say they want restructuring. God don't reject Nigeria, devil don't punish Nigeria. Nigeria government to keep my people for genocide. Our battle situational understatement. Now everybody that you come out for the matter. As this matter one carry many people go. Let's talk about Aburia call. Now we didn't have for Aburia call. Now we didn't discuss Aburia call. Now we didn't have we know a call. Let's talk about Aburia call. Now we didn't have for Aburia call. Now we didn't discuss Aburia call. They go for the camp. I got done be the man too. Madam done be the man too. Problem somewhere. Trouble somewhere. Problem don't happen with us coronavirus. Problem don't happen with kill past virus. Them say make the poor man no go out. Them say make the poor man sit at home. Them say make the poor man no go out. Some be don't come out for road. Some be don't come out for street. Some be don't do it to people. My people suffer, my people hunger. They no get the food, they no get the light, they no get the money. My people come crying, they no fish stay. Hunger too much, but $30 don't donate 1 billion. Aliko Dangote donate 2 billion. Dr. Paul Lenche don't donate 2 billion.
Good morning, wonderful people, great dear friends, wherever you are. This very morning, afternoon, or night, depending on where you're domiciled around the world, we welcome you to our Friday Q&A session. This very day, the 16th day of April, in the year of our Most High Elohim, 2021. The time now is 11 minutes past 7 a.m. in the land of Biafra, which means it is 11 minutes past the top of the hour, regardless of where you are around the world. If you're listening to us, this is a live presentation. And as I welcome you, please allow me to encourage you, to ask you to welcome your relatives, your friends, wherever they are. I know that for some people, we broadcasted very late yesterday and took calls up until the very early hours of this morning. I have not gotten much rest or sleep myself, but I did say we're going to come on live this very morning, and that's what we are doing, because once in a while it is good for us to get a feel of what you're thinking, a pulse, your advice and your guidance as well, because remember that this is a family all over the world, IPOB. It is good that we should be able to consult our people, should I say, as widely as possible, which we can only do via this very medium, via this very program this morning. Once again, I welcome each and every one of you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you, because I do know that some people have already woken up in the Far East, and some people, it is their midnight, and for others, they are still in the evening of Thursday the 15th, especially those who are in California, those who are in Seattle along that very corridor. I welcome each and every one of you this very morning. And as always, we are, should I say, simulcasting on a lot of platforms. We are on YouTube, University of Radio Biafra on YouTube. We are on Twitter, of course, at Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We are on Instagram at Mazi Nnamdi Kanu Official. We are also on my page at Mazi Nnamdi Kanu Official on Facebook. If you can, if they will allow us this very morning. Yesterday, they did all they could to try to frustrate us. But we are here live once again this very day to, I wouldn't say preach the gospel of heaven, but of course to hear from the children of the Most High himself, the children of light, dear friends all over the world. Our lines will soon open after I must have prayed, but please do get a pen and paper, because I'll give you the number to call this morning. It is on Signal. The number we are going to interact with today is on Signal, please. And I would advise you to take down this number. +44 is a UK number. +44 77 61 82 53 46. You can call us, or you can send your message, and then we'll be able to hear what you have to say. But more importantly, we want to be able to take your call this morning. We want you to ask us those difficult questions, those questions that gossipers and Busi have been trying to plan or pin in your mind. Please try to ask us those questions. We'll answer you this very morning. Please, before, what should I say, without further hesitation, we are going to pray very, very briefly, please. We are going to pray this very morning, a very short prayer, should I say, the prayer that Yahweh Yeshua prayed when he was on this very earth. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on this very earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our sins as we forgive those who sin against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For yours is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, now and forevermore, we pray. Ise, Ise, Ise. As I said, this very day, we are going to take your questions live this very morning. People are saying, most of us on Twitter, we are seeking for something to trend. Stop the killing in Ebola, of course. We are going to do that. I think that Uchenna will be able to do something about it today in terms of a topic for us to trend. But our lines are now open once again. If you call us and if we miss your call, somebody said we have, I have been calling and calling and calling. I've been calling and calling and calling. We will try and see if we can get you. If you call us and you cannot get us and you appeal, we will do all we can to try and get hold of you. And once you are online, please go straight to the question. Give us your name and where you're calling from, and then ask us the most difficult question that has been exercising your mind since the inception of this great movement called IPOB. The caller on the line, can you hear me?
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Please, your name and where you're calling from, if you may.
My name is Mazi. I'm calling from Aba.
From Aba, please go ahead. We are listening. Go ahead.
Mazi, thank you so much for speaking with me.
We are listening. Yes, go ahead. What's your question?
Mazi, to be sincere with you, I don't have any question at all. I just want to thank you for the good work you have been doing. If I should ask any question at all, Mazi, it's to commend you for the good work you have been doing. Mazi, you are really a great man. Mazi, we thank you so much for all that you did for us. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for that. Thank you. I do appreciate it, but I would very much like people to bring their questions to the table this very morning. I need very, very difficult questions so we can answer them. the more difficult your questions are, the more we are going to be able to answer them. Very, very important, please. There are people who are calling us, of course, as usual. They will call. And if you do miss, or should I say, if you're finding it very difficult getting hold of us, we will endeavor to try to get back at you. The caller on the line, can you hear me, please?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you, please. Your name and where you are.
I am Kingsley Chidionaka.
And where are you calling from?
I'm in Italy.
In Italy. Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I commend you for all you have been doing for us in Biafra land.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. So, sir, I want to ask a question on what is happening in Port Harcourt, this election.
Is Iguacha? It is Iguacha. It's not Port Harcourt. The name is Iguacha. There is no Port Okereke in England. There is no Port Chijoke in England. There is no Port Nwachukwu in England. I have told our people many, many times, all these useless, idiotic names given to us by the British should be jettisoned. There are no African streets, no African names anywhere in Europe or in America. We should stop answering all these idiotic names that they have given to us, because we are human beings like they are. That is nothing like Port Harcourt. It's called Iguacha. That is the name. Please continue.
Yes, sir. Exactly. Exactly, sir. You know what our ancestors are, those in power and authority, they deceived us for so long, and it's now that you have educated us so much that we have begun to know our heritage and our history. So it's a hard time for us to, like what is happening in Port Harcourt, the election, when Biafra comes, could you be able to dismantle this Nigeria government in our Biafra land?
You mean the zoo mentality of electioneering and election rigging? Maybe that is what you're pointing at. Now, what we are going to do is very simple. In the land of Biafra, I'm sure you're using a smartphone. Is that correct? You're using a smartphone?
Yes, sir.
Can anybody, I'm sure you have a lock on your phone. Can anybody get into your phone without your consent?
No, sir.
Maybe, I don't know if you're using the more advanced version of either Android based or iOS, which is the one for Apple. Even, I'm sure you have what is called the facial recognition one. Is that correct? It has to scan your retina before it can let you in. Is that correct?
Yes, that's.
You see, to have a very credible, safe elections is very, very easy. It is just because either people are lazy or they prefer to should I say, use a system that is easier or that will be easier for them to rig or to maneuver. If you have anybody can vote with their phone, if you register, for instance, and nobody can access your phone. If you vote, we know you voted, because your retina will be scanned before you vote. You can vote with your ordinary iPhone or ordinary smart Samsung phone or any other advanced phone for that matter. You can vote with it. And because no other person can get into your phone. We know that the phone is yours. In the zoo, they have NIN registration. They have SIM registration. They have, what is that other useless one that they have? VBN or BVN, whatever registration. They know who is who. If they want to have a credible election in the zoo, people can vote from the comfort of their homes. They don't have to go to a polling station. Because my phone that I'm using, you cannot get into my phone. It will scan my eyes before to allow me to access it. And the retina is only you, just like fingerprint, only you that has it anywhere else in the world. It's unique to you. In the land of Biafra, we're not going to have all this nonsense. We're going to have high-tech based election system. That's what we're going to have. So people can vote from wherever they are in the world. And it is only that your vote that will count. But of course, we are unfortunately being highly uncivilized, very contraption like the Zoological Republic. That is why nothing has happened. That is why you have this, what I call a very primitive approach to the issue of electing public officials, because there is no employment. The only thing people have is to try to go into politics, to go and steal and to loot. That is why it is a do or die affair But I can assure you categorically in the land of Biafra, such nonsense will not obtain, because everything we are going to do is going to be modern, is going to be high-tech, is going to be refined. Remember that Biafra is the, should I say, complete and exact opposite of the zoo. We are going to do things properly the way human beings should. Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much for that. Any other question?
Yes, sir. It's as regard to the issue of the talks and the polling box hijacking and all this cultism that help the politicians to hijack polling units and other things. How can you control such situation when Biafra comes?
It will not happen because there will be no need for people to congregate anywhere to vote. You can vote from the comfort of your own homes. All the political parties will be concerned about is the integrity of the counting system, in the sense that it is going to be run in such a way that nobody can hack into it. As simple as that. We will make it so secure that nobody will be able to hack into it. And there must be, of course, capping in terms of how much you can spend during elections. If at all you be allowed to spend anything, nobody's going to come out to become a thug, because everybody will be meaningfully employed. Every country of the world where you have people meaningfully engaged in one form of employment or the other, you don't have this issue of thugs and a few idiots running around and snatching ballot boxes. It doesn't happen. It is only in Africa, and especially in the damnable Zoological Republic. Such idiocy cannot obtain in the land of Biafra. As I said, we are going to be a beacon. We're going to be the light of black people all over the world. We are going to do something so markedly different that people will wonder if indeed this country is in Africa. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very, very much. People are wondering and asking what is our line. I will endeavor to give it to you again. Now it's +44 is a UK number, and only on Signal, please. It is a UK number on Signal. Signal is an app, please. You can use that to try and get hold of us this very morning. The number is +44 77 61 82 53 46. I repeat, +44 77 61 82 53 46. If you call us on Signal, we will be able to take your call. We are live and we are direct. And if you call us, as I said before, and we miss your call, we shall endeavor to call you back. We shall endeavor to call you back. Very, very important, please, that you do bear with us, because I know that a lot of you are calling, and I can assure you that we are doing all we can to ensure that you are part and parcel of this very presentation this morning, regardless of where you're joining us. It is a live presentation. We are live this very morning, taking your questions, or should I say, answering your questions this very morning. Answering your, I don't know why it keeps saying it has failed, it has failed, it has failed. Somebody is saying I should pick up. I'm trying to pick up, but it's telling me it has failed. Why? I have no idea. I have no idea. It's telling why it is telling me that it has failed this very morning. I don't know if they're also, should I say, attacking our systems. I have no idea if that is what they are doing this very morning. But we are trying to switch our systems to understand exactly why we have this very issue this morning. We are doing the best we can to take as much of your calls as possible. I know that some people are very, very familiar with WhatsApp, and that is where they would prefer to call. But in the zoo, we are moving away from WhatsApp. We are moving away from it. We are moving away from it. It is saying failed. I don't understand what it means by that. I have no idea what it means by failed. Is it because there are too many calls coming in? I don't know. It is just saying failed. I have no idea. Let us see if we can now switch over to, should I say, to, because it is here and a lot of people are calling. Is it because the lines are fully packed? I don't know why. Everything is saying failed. If I try to even pick the call or return it, it says failed, because maybe a lot of people are trying to get through. That is exactly what it's saying. So what we're going to do to try to mitigate this is I am going to give you another number to try to call us, another line to try to call this morning. This time around on WhatsApp, you will see Radio Biafra University. That is where you will see the number is +1, is a US number. I think that was the number I used in the US when I was there a couple of weeks back, or should I say a few months back. The number to call is +1 on WhatsApp, please. The other one is Signal. Signal is not picking up this morning for some bizarre reason. The number to call on WhatsApp is +1 346 399 0188. I repeat, +1 is the US number, +1 346 399 0188. +1 346 399 0188. This number is on WhatsApp. Let us try to see if it is going to work. If you call us on that very line, I'm sure we should be able to take your call. I don't know what is going on this morning. It's just saying, it's not even ringing. It's just saying failed. I don't know, for some strange or bizarre reason. You can leave us a note, you can leave us a voice note, then we should be able to play your voice note, your questions live on air, and then I must and should be able to answer it, because your calls are coming. I'm not seeing any of them. All I'm seeing is missed calls. I'm not seeing any of them. I don't know if anybody can tell us exactly how to deal with this very issue, because a lot of calls are coming in, but it is not ringing out. We cannot see it. Perhaps I should try to switch off the system and bring it back on again. I do not understand why it's behaving like this. Now it is, I think it's jammed actually. I believe that it is jammed. We are live and we are direct, and I'm thinking, let me see if I can take calls from the other line. I have a caller on the line on WhatsApp. Can you hear me?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you. Please give us your name and where you're calling us from.
My name is Okoye Chinedu. I'm calling from Istanbul, Turkey.
From Istanbul in Turkey, please go ahead. We're listening.
So I've been following you for a while, and I really like what you are doing. And I say, let me use this opportunity to greet you for opening the eyes of our people. Nigeria is really bad, and we don't want it anymore.
Nobody in their right mind wants the zoo. Nobody in their right mind would want a zoological republic. It is not possible. Nobody with their right senses would want or wish to come from a place as backward, from a place as idiotic, from a place as primitive as the zoological republic. That is why we are doing all we can to remove ourselves from it, to go back to who we were before the white man came, because the white man has no right to come to Africa to create nations in Africa. They have no right to do that. And we cannot allow them to continue with such idiocy. I cannot go to Europe to create a country for them. They are not God. That is why we have been misled. Everything they bring to us in Africa, we swallow it hook, line, and sinker, be it religion, be it anything that it is. We can't allow it to continue. Japan is doing very well. Most countries in the Far East Asia are very, very indigenous, and they are doing exceptionally well. There is no reason why we cannot replicate the same in the land of Biafra, and of course effectively across Africa. As a matter of fact, it is about time we stop behaving like idiots and reason like human beings. Thank you very much for your call. I have another caller on the line, if I'm not mistaken. This caller on the line on WhatsApp, give us your name and where you're calling us from, please, if you may.
Yeah. Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you.
Daniel Naudo. I'm calling from the zoo.
Which part of the zoo are you in?
Lagos.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Lagos. I'm from Ibibio. I'm from Akwa Ibibio.
Ibibio. Thank you very much. And they're doing us very proud.
Yes.
Our men in Akwa Ibom are doing us proud. I am so proud of them. You cannot believe. So proud of them. They have demonstrated once again in that very part that the zoo are calling South. They have demonstrated once again that they are Biafra through and through with the work they're doing on the ground, and I commend them. Please go ahead.
That's true, sir. That's very true, sir. That's very true, sir. So my question is, what are we putting in place to know where the remaining terrorists where they are in the bushes and in the farmland, the remaining place where they are, because it's like once the armed security move from one location to another, they now move in there again to attack people.
What we are going to do, the problem that we are having are the governors, not even the zoo army or the police that disguise themselves, take off their uniforms and come to attack us from the back. People, as I said yesterday, people do not understand what we are facing. And it's a good thing you asked this question this morning. We are fighting war on almost 3 or 4 fronts at the same time. We are confronting and defeating Mietiala terrorist group. We defeat Mietiala. They go back and they call the police and the army. Now the police and the army will attack us from the rear. And with the help of these governors, as I said last night, in a place like Ebonyi State, we drive them away. We are called to another place. We go to that very place, and then they return to where we drove them from. That is what they have been doing. So what we are now going to do is to make sure that the reserve force that we have, anywhere we clear them, we move the reserve force into that very area to safeguard it, while the main vanguard itself, the main rangers themselves, will now continue the hunt for Mietiala terrorists in our land. And any police or the army that comes, should I say, to the rescue of all these terrorists, will pay the ultimate price as well. Because we're not joking, we're not going backwards. We're only moving. Right now in Enugu, the war is going on in this region. In Akwa Ibom, the war is going on in this region. And I'm saying to them, if you bring in your police and the army to defend these Fulani terrorists, they are all going to die. They must be assured of that. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So I'm a very good student of Radio Biafra, sir.
Of course, I wouldn't expect anything less from an Ibibio man. I would expect nothing less. After all, Ibibio is the closest approximation to Igbo. We are one people, and let us not allow the Fulani Janjaweed to continue to deceive us. Thank you very much for calling this morning. Thank you very, very much. They cannot deceive us. Who are they? We are more intelligent than they are. Thank you very, very much. We have somebody kindly sent us a message, and I'm going to play it because the calls are flooding in. That is what is jamming our line. The calls are immense. It is too much. Let us try to take this very message.
Good morning, my leader. My name is Wanyeka Chukwu Ekebe. I'm calling from New Delhi, India. I am from Uli.
Calls are coming in. They won't even allow us to. Let me take this very call and see who is there. The caller on signal, can you hear me? The caller on signal, can you hear me? No, they cannot hear me. They cannot hear me, but I can hear them.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you, please.
Good morning. My name is Mrs. Robert. Mrs. Onajite.
Mrs. Onajite, thank you very much and welcome to the program. And where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Germany.
From Germany, please go ahead. The world is listening. Yes. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I want to ask a question concerning what is going on in Ebonyi State now.
Yes, go ahead.
In Nizar place. So, because we know you are a leader and you are a father, I know you cannot side the one person and leave the other side.
Yes.
Like what is going on in Ebonyi State in Nizar now?
What is happening?
Devorman is siding one side and people are dying.
What were... Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
So many people have died in our house. And my father's house have gone down, and Devorman is doing nothing about it. So many people are dying. So, sir, I want to ask.
Why is this attack? No, hold on. I want to ask you first. Why is this attack? Is it Fulani terrorists, Mietiala, Fulani terrorists that is carrying out these attacks? Or is not them?
No, it's not a Fulani. It's something concerning land.
Land dispute.
Yes.
Do you know how this problem started with this very land? Who started the problem?
What brings this issue? These people have the mind to stand inside people to fight or to destroy people's property. It's devil mind that is giving them mind and giving them the power to fight Isa people and gone. Because what happened before, that is why devil mind have the mind since he entered the power. Like the person they catch among the people fighting Isa people, he confessed that it's devil mind that is giving them mind, giving them gun to fight and destroy people's property and killing innocent people.
So Dave Umahi is aware of what is happening on the ground, but I don't know why our people should be fighting. That is one thing that the Fulani is. That is one thing they do very well. Why should our people be fighting over land? And Fulani people are in our land, invading, killing, pillaging, raping, and occupying our forests in Ebonyi State, and we are busy fighting one another. What I want to know is the genesis of the problem. Is this problem a relatively new thing, or has it been there from time? This land dispute.
Yeah, it has been happening so much in so many long times. But now, the way it is now, Devil is the person supporting them.
Okay, very good. And we know what we're going to do.
Later, what is going on about what's concerning the issue.
Very good, please. I would love to hear it. I would love to hear it. Because we don't, we are factually accurate here. I don't want us, if people are having land dispute or communal clashes, so to speak, we are now saying that the Janjaweed are attacking us. We must be absolutely clear as to what is happening. Absolutely clear. And thank you for bringing this very clarity to this issue this morning. The fighting going on in Ebonyi State, a sitting governor is encouraging people to be fighting one another. Unbelievable. I don't know what is it with our people and land. The land will be there. The land was there before we came. The land will be there after we are all gone, because every living thing one day is going to die. The caller on the line, can you hear me on signal? Can you hear me? Your name and where you are, please.
Good morning, our great leader.
Good morning to you.
Yes, my name is Mazi. I am calling from Republic of Ghana.
You are in Ghana, the place that Twitter have decided to site their headquarters in Africa, because Twitter came and said, we thought that Nigeria is the giant of Africa. We never knew it was a shithole. Now they have packed their bags and gone to Ghana to establish. Please go ahead, we're listening.
Yes, sir. My simple question is this. With the manner our governors are doing in the land of Biafra, the way other people are sabotaging us, doing everything humanly possible, aiding and abetting, serving the Fulani Janjaweeds to get their conquest. I am suggesting, is it not high time we give them a shaking hand, so that when others see that we have attacked them, they have a visible attack on them, or anything that is connected and related to them? I think it will help us and give a warning to other people who might migrate newly to do the same thing they are doing.
That is true. I entirely agree with you, but that time hasn't come yet. What we are doing right now is to face the enemy. But all the traitors and saboteurs within, when their time comes, they'll be dealt with. In fact, some of them are being dealt with as we speak. But it's not everything that we're going to announce live on air, and they understand it, that our freedom is of paramount importance. We want nothing else more than our freedom. There is nothing else we desire more than the freedom for we Biafrans. And we are going to do, we are doing everything humanly possible to make sure that that's the case. Thank you very much for calling. Thank you very, very much for calling.
Again, sir, there's another thing. It's like a question and like a contribution.
Go ahead.
As they are parading themselves in this their 2023 conquest of Igbo president and this, is it not wise enough for us to seal down anything about campaign, anything about whatever that their ambition in the Biafran land? Because the more we give them that space to do their campaign and do whatever rubbish they are doing, they are thinking that they have arrived. Can't we stop every campaign in Igbo land? Because we are not part of Janjaweeds and we cannot allow their campaign in our land.
Yes, what you have said is absolutely critical. But there is one mistake we don't want to make. There is one mistake we are not going to make. The mistake is this. You don't know these people. You know that democracy and democratic discourse is a universal concept, or should I say, that is what the West is trying to, should I say, promote all over the world. What they want to do, in essence, is to try as much as possible to say that we are anti-democratic forces. That's what they want to do. Once you say to the US, to EU, and all the rest of them that these people do not believe in democracy, you become an enemy of the world. That is why we cannot take that very route. But if they rig any elections that they have, then we have every legitimate right to express our grievances. But I do understand what you're saying. Our Yoruba brethren are saying also that there's not going to be any elections in 2023 unless, they discuss referendum, which is where we stand at the moment. But we must be very, very careful not to do anything that will allow the zoo to go to the Biden administration or to go for Britain to help them to go to Europe to say that these are anti-democratic forces. Once we do that, they will try as much as they can to shut us down. So we must proceed very, very cautiously. Very, very cautiously. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much for that. There are, of course, the useless Facebook. They are cracking and trying to make our life difficult as always. They are trying to make our life difficult as always, but we are going to stop them. They can't stop us from broadcasting this very morning. They can never, ever stop us from broadcasting this very morning. We are live and we are direct, and heaven is bearing us witness. Let me go to the line to see who is there. If you are used to calling, please, I beg of you, allow other people to try and call as well. We cannot afford to appear undemocratic. Once you do that, is over. If you have called us in the past couple of months, please try not to call us again. Please allow other people, other first-time callers to call as well, please. Very, very important. Allow other first-time callers to call us as well, please. I have a caller on the line. Please give us your name and where you're calling us from, if you may.
Good morning, my leader. Good morning from here. My name is Pastor Jack. I'm calling from the zoo. I just like my last brother, my leader, just asked. All of us understand that most of the difficulties we are going through now are the governors in Biafra land. Because even when they launched this Ebube Inkita that we don't know, our local radio stations in our land, when they presented this issue, majority of the people from our land that call the radio station says ESN is already doing the work. What are you forming a Bubagu for? Because the way ESN is doing it, we don't think any other person can do it that way. Even the Janjaweed army, because ESN is following these people head on and making sure our land, our bushes and forests are rid of this Janjaweed. So the question now, like that my brother asks, what strategy or methodology are we going to use to follow this governor? Because the truth is, these people have sold their conscience. They are determined to work with the enemy, the Fulani Janjaweed, to make sure they scuttle our freedom. Is there no way we can handle these people while we are waiting for that right time? Because these people are definitely spoiling something for us, my leader. That is my question this morning, sir.
We are doing all we can. It's not everything for obvious reasons that we're going to announce live on air. But what we're doing is that we have a strategy in the fullness of time to checkmate all these traitors and saboteurs within our midst. They can form Ebube, whatever. As I said, they formed Ubunigwe last year, didn't work. Now they are forming Ebube, as you said, Ebube Nkita, this very year, Ebube Ochicha, and it's not also going to fly because they need men to be able to do the work for them. And they do not have it because everybody, as you well know, is loyal under this very command. They understand that. Both those who identify with IPOB and those who don't, we are all IPOB in the end. And we are under one command. Everybody, I mean, absolutely everybody. Those who are fathered by the Janjaweed may try all they can. They may do all within their powers to try to stop what we are doing. They have not succeeded in the past. they will not succeed now. They can form whatever they like. In the end, as you well know, we always win. If our Yoruba brethren today can be campaigning very determinedly and resolutely for the freedom of the Yoruba nation, that tells you all you need to know, that we have won the argument. We have won the argument, and we must proceed, should I say, very cautiously. We are at a very critical juncture right now. We don't want to do anything that will allow them to go to the world and say, oh, did we not tell you? This is who they are. This is how the Biafra is going to be. Why do you think they floated this? It's because they want an internecine warfare within the Biafran family, so that the world will say, oh, can you see them? If you give them freedom, this is how they're going to behave. We know how the Fulanis operate. I wouldn't even be shocked nor surprised if they have a hand in the flare-up of the boundary dispute that is happening in Israel right now. That has led to the, should I say, loss of life of very innocent people. But we are on top of our game, and they understand what is coming. And as I said, it's just a matter of time, and it will happen. When I was telling people about the zoo, army, and police, you didn't believe me. I said, a time will come when they will not be on our streets. Today, they are not there anymore. If they are on our streets, they will die. They understand it very, very clearly. And today, our streets are clear. So one day, I'm telling you, you shall look for saboteurs. You will never find them. One day, you will look for all these traitors. You can never find them, because they'll be dealt with. Thank you very much for calling. Thank you very, very much for calling. We are live and we are direct, and of course, the idiotic Facebook is doing all they can to try to make our life a misery this morning, as they always would. As they always would. They always will, but they're not going to succeed. If you have called us before, please refrain from doing so. Allow other people to try to call as well. I have a caller on the line on Signal. This caller, give us your name and where you are. This is Radio Biafra, and we are live and direct. The whole world is listening.
Good morning, Mazi. My name is Emowa Chinonso David. I'm calling you from Anambra State.
Thank you.
I am actually calling from Amobia. Please, Mazi, one thing I want to ask, that this whole stupidity of the people that say they are our elite and our politicians, sir. I really want to say this to you, that if we don't begin to handle these people one after the other, dealing with their asses one after the other, I don't think this nonsense they are doing, playing with our people, the lives of our people, will stop. It is right time to begin to handle them in the way they deserve, because our lives is more important. The life of one Igbo man, one Biafra man, is more important than the life of 2,000 Fulani Janjaweed. So we have to, because these people, we are seeing it that they are now playing games with our lives, those that voted them into power. And if we continue to keep quiet over this nonsense will not stop. So I want to say, when is it going to be ripe for more intake of the ESN? I am pleading with you, sir, that even myself, I'm even interested. I am pleading with you, please make quick and fast absorption of more ESN. And if possible, if we have our army, please, I'm sorry to be saying this on air, if we have army, those who want to enroll, should enroll, please. Let us get ready for this final onslaught. These useless people who wants to see what will happen before they get to learn it. And maybe perhaps they might learn it in their grave. So please, if there is anything, please, I want you to speak on the regard of that, because if there is, I want just forward a way I can begin to enroll myself and those people who are interested. I am begging you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much, my dear brother. What you have said is, of course, correct. And we are doing everything we can to rid our land of all these vagabonds and evil men. We are doing all we can, and believe you me, we are on top of the matter. You will hear the story soon. The caller on the line, can you hear me, please? Your name and where you are. I'm very well, thank you. Your name and where you're calling us from, if you may.
My name is Joshua Bonaya, and I'm calling from Katy, Texas, but I'm from Liberia.
From Liberia, you're calling from Texas.
Yes.
Go ahead, we're listening.
Yes. My husband is part of the member of the IPO. And I just want to say thank you so much for the good work and continue doing what you're doing.
Thank you very much, and I do welcome your call. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. And I do hope one day that I may be able to come in Biafra as well.
Of course you will. That's why we're fighting. And that is why your husband is part to be able so that the land of Biafra is for Biafran children all over the world. We are tired of living abroad. We are tired of living abroad. We are tired. We want to go home. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much for your call. Thank you very much for your call. We are live and we are direct. And Elohim is bearing us witness as always. If Facebook is messing, of course they will mess up. You saw what they did yesterday. If they mess you up, please go to Instagram. Instagram is also low data usage. Go to Instagram. If you have not joined Instagram, go and join. You follow me on Instagram so you can get notifications. Anytime we are live on air, you will get notifications, please. If you have called us before or in the habit of calling us always, please allow other first-time callers to try and get through. A lot of people have been trying to get through and they have not been able to do so, sometimes even for very many years. Therefore, please allow them at first-time first-time callers to be able to get through to us. No, they cannot hear me, but I can. It's counting for them. I don't know why they cannot hear me. They call on signal. Can you hear me? No, they cannot. Let's take this other call. The caller on the other line of WhatsApp, can you hear me? No, the call could not connect. Only in the Zoom that WhatsApp is they can't connect. For them, only in the damnable. The call on signal, can you hear me? No, they cannot. Let's take this other call. The caller on the other line of WhatsApp, can you hear me? No.
London was suspended and eventually the suspension lifted, and recently we had a new change of coordinator, and I don't know whether you quite are aware, since the new coordinator came, part of the executives in the family. We've not heard anything from her, and apparently everywhere is silent and waiting for action from the new UK coordinator, and nothing is happening. And it's getting, if I'm not mistaken, this is getting to the 4th, 5th, or 6th week since the new change of leadership was announced. questions are coming from people like us that are on the lower cadre, and we don't have answers for our fellow members in the UK. I'm speaking on personal experience, and it's kind of troubling when there's no one to really relate with to give answers to some of the little administrative things that we used to do every day. You know, our dues, our meetings, but we're expecting the new leadership to take the lead, because we believe anyone that is a coordinator should represent the fire and the zeal of Ohamadike. And so far, we've had it, with our coordinator that we know, and the new one. Maybe she's on. Nobody knows. I don't know. Let me not just put words in there. Just want to see what is going on, and maybe you may have a clue to enlighten and encourage. Because now we need not encouragement from the Biafra spirit is burning enough, but speaking and hearing from our leadership is natural that it's going to motivate everyone. I'm speaking regarding the London and UK IPOB branch generally. So any comment you're going to give regarding this would be highly welcome. This is number one. Number two, sir, the Ambazonia Alliance. This is a wonderful masterstroke in my own humble opinion, sir. What are we? This is the question. What are we going to take away from this alliance? I know it's going to be positive, but hearing it from the horse's mouth is another dimension that I'm expecting an answer from. Finally, the third question is our 7 leprous Islamic governors in the 7 Igbo-speaking areas of Biafra. I know people have made comments even this morning regarding these governors. Sir, I think, in my own opinion, and also I'm expecting you to make a comment or two regarding them, I think IPOB should judge these people and come out with judgment upon their head, and not just their head, their families. These people, they are the major problem we have regarding our self-determination quest, and not even the Nigerian state, in my opinion. If we do not do anything that actually touch them, touch their families, we'll be going round and round like Israelis looking for the way to the promised land. What will take us one day will take us 100 years, but God forbid, until we do something. This is the question. You may not give me an answer. I'm not expecting that. I don't need to force that off your mouth. But in my own opinion, something urgent must be done about these people. If we do not, sir, I will leave that with you. But I think something should happen, and not just regarding these governors, their families, things that will touch them. I will end this particular phone call with another. I don't know how to put this. God bless you, Ohamadike. God bless you. I go in the timing of heaven. This generation is blessed to have you. I don't praise people, but I believe in my time. Instead of saying the year 2020 and 2021, they will say in the days of Ohamadike. Just like my father said in the days of Dim. God bless you, sir. I'll leave the other callers to actually try and get through to you. But I please need comments on these three issues of the London coordinator, the Ambazonia Alliance, and our governors that have sold us out to Fulani.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Madam. First of all, regarding the UK coordinator, she hasn't received all the documentation she needs to be able to do her work properly. And I'm asking the previous UK national coordinator to do it before 7 p.m. this evening. Hand over every document in your possession so that our sister will be aware, or should I say, be knowledgeable about the structures we have in the UK prior to her assuming that very position. I'm asking Dr. Okachi to make sure that before 7 p.m. UK time today, that our new UK national coordinator is in possession of all the documentation she needs to be able to perform her role properly. She cannot contact people if she doesn't have them. She needs them and it must be handed, I said must, before 7 p.m. today in the UK. Regarding the Ambazonia alliance, as everyone knows, sometimes you use your tongue to count your teeth. They are our relatives as well. They are, I think that Obasanjo, there was a very compelling piece I read in Premium Times. I think that is one of the more sensible Janjaweed publications you have in the zoo. They wrote something very, very moving. That, you know, Obasanjo is a slave of colonial masters. Obasanjo is one of those, people that the white man wants to meet when they come to Africa. You know that there is a breed of people that the white man wants to meet when they come to Africa. People who are willing to how do I know, betray everything betrayable. People willing to serve them, regardless of the pain and the cost to their immediate families. Obasanjo was sent to the same, you see that same Bakassi, you see that same Ambazonia. Obasanjo was sent there during the, I think, late 50s, during the British rule of our land, to go and man the boundary, artificial boundary. This is a very interesting story. Artificial boundary. Listen, it was even Obasanjo not only bringing SARS, it was Obasanjo that started collecting kola nut. The first person to be an army officer to be bribed at a checkpoint was Obasanjo. Go and ask him, he will tell you. Obasanjo was manning a checkpoint, British checkpoint. Oh my God, African people, they are so useless. Obasanjo was manning British checkpoint inside Ambazonia. There was a party of people going for wedding ceremony. They came to the boundary that Britain had drawn to dividing Cameroon, and the British controlled Nigeria. And they said to Obasanjo, you have to allow us to pass. Obasanjo was an army officer for the British colonial forces in Ambazonia. They said to Obasanjo, allow us to pass. Obasanjo said, no, my orders are that you should not pass. This is the new boundary. The people said to Obasanjo, are you saying this is the new boundary? We are going to our next village to go and get married. We are going to bring our new bride from the next village. We are the same people. Obasanjo said, oh, is it true? Yes, this next village, we are the same people. And we're only going to get married and come back. Obasanjo said, okay, go well. Obasanjo allowed them to pass. On their way back, they gave him kola nut. They gave him drink. They gave him oba. They gave him okoroko stockfish that they brought from the traditional marriage ceremony. Ask Obasanjo. They even told us, this was happening in the 50s. The villagers said, we are one people. You can't allow France and Britain to come here to divide us and say this is our boundary. We are the same people. This is something that people don't actually understand. And that's what we're going back to. I don't think I need to say much, but that we are one people. The people you have in Cross River State, some are in Cross River, some are in Cameroon, all rubbish. One people, one destiny, one land of the rising sun. That's what we are doing. Concerning the saboteurs we have, as I said, we know there is a stumbling block. I think there was something that the wife of our eternal leader said, Bianca Ojukwu, a while back. The people stopping Biafra from coming are those who call politicians. They are the ones stopping Biafra. No other person. They are the ones stopping Biafra from coming. The so-called politicians that you have. So we shall deal with them. The call on the line, can you hear me, please? Your name and where you are. They are not paying attention. Once I pick your call, you must speak. If you do not speak, I will have no need to speak with you or to talk to you. Very, very important indeed that you understand this. We are live and we are direct, and Elohim is bearing us witness. Elohim is, when I pick your call, you answer, please. I don't want to be hearing my voice via your listening device. Your name and where you are.
Yes. Ohamadike, this is Lydia Maka. I'm calling from United States of America, Florida.
Thank you very much, my dear sister, for calling. Thank you.
I am loyal, sir.
Thank you very much.
I am so blessed to talk to you today, and I am really, really, really blessed that I can be alive and see a man like you. I thought every man in Igbo land, in Biafra land, has turned to a woman, or have all turned to women. I didn't know we still have a man, or we still have men in the land. May Elohim continue to bless you guys. You and your team, our non-government and our ESN. I am here in the United States as a Biafra woman, We are 100% solidly beside you. No shaking, nothing mega. But my question to you, Hamadike, is this. Our young men are dying. Our daughters cannot see husbands tomorrow to marry because our boys are going. So how much more time are we going to wait for? You said something today. I read it in a FK's blog where they confiscated 7,000 something. That's 7,000 men gone.
Yes.
So my question is, they are intentionally eradicating extinguishing our young men. This is our generation they're killing. This is our generation they're wiping out. Hamadike, how much more are we going to wait for? When we are dead or when?
No.
Tell me, Hamadike, once one corner is on the ground, Biafra is here. We are women. They thought you are only leading the youth. They don't know there are old women like us beside you. They don't know we have young radical women beside you. We are waiting for you to say go. I'm telling you, when are we going to move? Because our men are dying, our sons are dying, our husbands are dying, our children are dying. And they are being abetted by the so-called Janjaweed slave masters you call your governor. Once one is down, Biafra is here. And that is all. I don't care. I know I'm on air. Let your non-government locate Hope Uzodinma, Omahi, or Ibazu. Any of them is down. Biafra is here. And we can't continue burying our young men. This year alone, I buried 3 of my cousins. And it's unacceptable anymore. Hamadike, we are waiting for you to say go.
Thank you very much for what you have just said. There are people going to the church and praying for husband, as our sister just said. In fact, I never saw it from that very dimension. Women are going to church praying, Jesus, give me husband. Jesus, give me husband every blessed day. Not knowing that the husbands they are praying for, that their penises are now in China, going to be part of tom soup or whatever it is that they're going to do it. Or maybe traditional Chinese medicine. That you are in the church praying for Jesus to give you husband. I want us to understand that sometimes some prayer points we have, even God, after praying, when we stand up, God will be upset with us for being so foolish and idiotic. These are the things you must understand. For being so foolish and idiotic, because you need to fight for Biafra freedom first. I said this thing to people, and I said to our women, people who should be at the vanguard of this very effort to restore Biafra, to give us our freedom, should be our women. Because all your men are traveling abroad. Those who don't travel abroad, if you're lucky, we will come back and marry from home. If you're not lucky, we will marry wherever we go to. You know, if you go outside and you see a nice woman, attractive woman, somewhere you fall in love with her, you know, love has no boundary. You go and you marry her and you stay there. That is one sister not married at home. That is a diminution of our way of life, our culture. Our children will not be raised in the way of the ancients. This is something that we need to understand. Stop going to church and praying for Jesus to give you husband. Go and fight for Biafra. Biafra is what is going to give you husband, because all those men that SARS are killing, courtesy of the British High Commission, all those people that you now have their penises all the way in China, they will be alive and they will marry all of you. This is something that we must understand, and the time to understand it is now. That this very movement we have embarked upon, you must understand, please. It is even for the benefit of the women. You must understand it. We are live and we are direct. Let's take this call. The caller on signal, can you hear me? The caller on signal, can you hear me? Oh my goodness. They're there. I can hear the static on the background, but they're not saying anything. So we move from this very person to go to the next person that wants to speak to us. We need people that wants to talk to us. If you want to talk to us, we will take your call. The caller on signal, can you hear me?
Mazi, thank you. God bless you. Ahmadike. May your days be long, my Lord.
And you too.
Thank you. Mazi, please, I have a question for you. My question is this. Please, look at Ohaneze, look at the governors, look at the people I call the group of Ifulefus and saboteurs, look at police and military, and look at other pro-Biafra agitators. Mazi, you promised us that you will answer every question here. Please, explain this thing to me. Because these are questions that they ask us when we go out there to preach Biafra. Before then, my name is Brian Daniel. I'm calling you from New York.
Yes, Brian.
It's past 3 a.m. here, and I just have to be awake to make sure I speak with you, because here on Radio Biafra is where we worship. So my question to you is this. Among all these people that I've mentioned to you, can you gently explain to Biafrans how this group of people all got it wrong, while you and the IPOB have been accused of claiming to got it right? My number one question is that, please. Number two, do you think that if these governors will turn back, looking at what you said yesterday in your live broadcast, you said if they will go back into their bedroom and think for 1 second, do you think that you will have room, IPOB will have room to forgive them if they go back and they think, as you said yesterday? And again, will they be forgiven? Looking at what you said the other time, that they will be tried in public. If found guilty, will be hanged. That's my number two question. Then again, one more thing that I want to say is that there are 3 things that has been destroyed in Nigeria. And these 3 things are the only things that could have helped the common man to fight for their way. One is protest. Everybody know that there is no way you can make a protest in Nigeria again. In the zoo. Example is what happened in Abuja, where they hired the talks. Everybody saw it. So they have killed everything about protest. Then election, where we can select who we want to lead us. Everybody saw what happened in Imo State. And you also warned us last time that we should not go and vote. We disobeyed you. Everybody mounted pressure on you. We went and put ourselves in the trouble. Now, everything about the election has been destroyed. Now, the third one is death. Now, you know, even me, I am looking for the head of Nwike. Even if I go now and cut the head of Nwike and they present it, they will say no. They will produce another Nwike tomorrow morning. An imposter tomorrow morning. And they say that the one I got is monkey head. It's not Nwike, because now politicians in Nigeria don't die in the zoo. Politicians don't die in the zoo again. They will produce one immediately.
As they did with the late dead Buhari, they gave us somebody now from Niger Republic.
And all the rest of them. So now, protest cannot work. If you protest, they will kill you. They will bring us and join. You come to election, you go and vote. They bring the Efulefu and they put there. Your time you waste in the going to polling unit is in vain. Then the candidate die, they manufacture another one immediately and put there. So these 3 organs has been destroyed. What are you going to do? Are you going for war to solve this problem? Do you need help?
No.
Where do you need help?
I will answer your question. Number one, they said, how come? Let me ask you a simple question. Do you think that we got it right? Are we getting it wrong?
Mazi, believe you me, I believe you got it 100% right. I myself.
Because
I want the people who ask me these questions to
let me tell you one thing those people don't know about what we are doing. I never woke up one day and decided on my own to go and fight for my people, to fight for Biafra restoration. It was something that was planted in me, I don't know from where. And I got up and I said, I'm not going to do it because our people are very, very difficult. Our people are an ungrateful bunch of people, but they are lovely. Don't get me wrong. Our people are amazing. It takes you time to be able to, because let me tell you one thing is that our people in the main are reasonable human beings. We are highly intelligent. People of Biafra are highly intelligent. Before they follow you in anything, they must see need, reason, or cause to do so. They just can't wake up one morning and start following you. That is why no matter how much money you spray, after they take your money and they finish eating it, they will tell you go to hell. Our people needed the truth. And they needed to be convinced, because after the war, something very dreadful happened to us as a race. I've said this, there's this song before. I want somebody to go and find it for me. I can't find it. It's called Nkosinwam. It was played after the war. What it means is that our people even came close to losing faith in God Almighty in heaven after the war. They felt like Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple. Steve Jobs said he will no longer believe in God. There cannot be God in heaven, and this type of suffering will be going on in Biafra. That was why he's going to church. The founder of Apple, the man that made Apple what it is today, Steve Jobs, he was of Iranian descent. Most people don't know this. He was so disgusted with what happened during the war to Biafrans that he said, God, you cannot be in heaven and this is happening on this earth. Our people felt that way. If our people can come close to losing faith in God, how about mere mortals? That was why all the leaders that came after the war, with the exception of Kanu and Sam Mbakwe, that came after the war to try to, introduce a semblance of what I call identity and cohesion amongst our people, who were all dead. They went to Akwa Ibom, they went to Cross River, they went to River State, they went to all these places, Iguacha, so to speak. When I say Iguacha, it only means the upland, of course. Once I use rivers, it covers both the upland and the coastal region. They went and told them that, you see, these your relatives, although you're Igbo, you're no longer Igbo anymore. They took them from us. They went to Ebonyi State. They took 3 communities in Ebonyi, 3 local governments in Ebonyi, and gave it to Benue State and said they're now part of the North. So the effort to destroy us as a people was so deep and telling. It told on us. We became very desperate. Our people started saying, if you cannot beat them, you join them. Until Elohim determined that we should come. What we are doing is to beat them, never to join them. We must be. If we cannot beat them, we beat them. That is why we stood on the ground of truth, because we know that there is something that is irreducible where we come from, which is truth. That was why we say, Ezioku Bondo. Once you stand on the path of truth, our people will follow you. Anywhere you go, they will follow you. They will sacrifice anything for you, because that is who they are. They are lovers of truth. They never found people that were able to speak the truth and damn the consequences until Chukwokikabiyama determined that we should come. Until we came. Now they said, these are truth tellers. And then we are going to follow. That is why we are where we are today. And concerning what you said about soldier go, soldier come in the zoo. Do you know that this thing you said, I have been to the US many times and explained to US politicians that you are asking us to be part of, or some of you are arguing that Nigeria should be won because of what you're getting. But every avenue to effect any positive change in the society has been denied to people. If you don't have electricity, you want to generate electricity, they will say, no, you have to go through NEPA. You want to change your government, they will say, go and vote, and they will rig it in front of your eyes. We explained all these things to them. Yet they refused to understand. That was when it dawned on us that some white people will prefer Africa to be in perpetual darkness because it makes them to feel good. And we don't have the type of natural boundaries you have in most Southeast Asian countries that manage to beat colonial mentality. There they have natural boundaries. Even when the colonial masters left, they went back to the drawing board and redo their own natural boundaries. If we had a Biafran nation, if we had an Oduduwa nation, if we had a Middle Belt nation or Arewa nation, nobody can rig elections in it. Because nobody can loot the treasury because you're the same people. But when you bring all these desperate groups of people together in one contraption like you have in the zoo, life becomes extremely tough and sometimes even meaningless. And the white man trying to convince, let me tell you something, you think our people are stubborn? Trying to convince the Africa desk of the United States State Department is the most difficult job in the world. To even convince them that Fulanis are the ones sponsoring the attack against innocent people, it took nearly 4 years. Despite the availability of overwhelming evidence. Yet the United States, the Africa desk at the State Department, their foreign ministry, they refused. They refused. Even till today, they are still paying some consultants to say it is farmer-header clash. Farmer-header clash. They came into Benue. They renamed Benue a Fulani town. They went into Plateau. They anointed their own person, the soon-to-be the emir of Jos. The white man will see all this evidence, but they will say no. Do you know why? Because they are being lobbied, which is another word for bribery. Fulani, they have money. They stole money to blind the whole world with their British masters, to make them not to see where we are coming from. So it doesn't matter the validity of your claim or evidence you have against Nigeria. You can present it from now to the kingdom come. They will still say no. That is why one diplomat called me by the side and advised me at the EU and said we should stop writing all these letters we are writing to them, that they are tired of it. I said, but he said, what have you done? They are coming to kill you. What have you yourself done? It is only when you do something that we, the world, can now come in and say, oh, what is the matter? But if you keep writing letters, keep lamenting, keep trying every day, nobody will come. A white man from France told me at the EU, to my face. That is why we are doing what we are doing. And we are not going to stop doing what we are doing until Biafra is restored. One thing, my dear brother, you must understand is this. We are fighting a very credible and formidable enemy. The identity we have today, whether we believe it or not, was crafted by the British. We derive who we are from our colonial experience. That is why somebody who went to school can stand up and say to my face, you are a secessionist. A secessionist. People who have been living in their land for over 5,000 years is seceding from something that is only 60 years old. And these are educated people, allegedly. Oh my God in heaven. We are fighting the ignorance of a black man. Because most black people are naturally stupid. That is what we are fighting. Once you conquer that ignorance, everything becomes easier. Look at all the years we have been preaching. Every type of name they called us. People today in Yoruba land agitating for freedom, we are calling us names only 2 years ago. But we remain resolute and consistent. Now they have gotten our message. And I do believe that in time to come, Middle Belt will get it as well. And everybody will be free. If we are not prepared to die, there is no way we can have freedom. That is why we are going to fight with all that we have to be free. We are not going to allow them. Look at Hope Uzodinma, the Sarakin Fulani of Imo State. Some people in Imo State are calling him Governor Hope Uzodinma. And these are the people you are fighting to save. They know that Hope Uzodinma got there through the back door, that the Fulani imposed him. Abba Kyari single-handedly picked him because he's a criminal. He's a 419. That is the type of leadership they want to foist on our people, so they can control us. Our people, they went to school, they know all these things, but they cannot do anything about it. Because they have no soul, they have no conscience, because they're compromised. And that is why this very effort, this very fight must continue until we win it.
Thank you so much, Mazi.
Thank you very much for calling.
Mazi, will you forgive the governors if they come back to you?
Everybody is for God to forgive. It's our duty to present them before God, and God will decide. Who am I? Am I God to forgive sin? Can I forgive sin? Can you yourself? Can you forgive sin? Can you forgive?
No, sir.
Can you forgive sin?
Not at all.
And it's for God to, when they meet God, then God will decide what to do with them, whether to forgive them or not. When we pray, even the Lord's Prayer that I prayed this morning, forgive us our sins. When I was praying, I said, Nnamdi Kanu, forgive us our sins. I said, God, forgive us our sins as we forgive those who sin against us. It's when we present them before God, then God will decide if He is going to forgive them. Those people are evil. Do you know how many people they have killed? In their own time, 7,500 penises of our young men are in China. Nobody's talking about it. under the watch of people you are calling your leader, our governor, under their watch. Our penises is in China. 7,500 women will not get married as a result of the death of. This is the one we know. 7th is the one that we know. So that means that even your sister may not get married to somebody. Oh my God, our people! I wish we can reason. I keep praying and I say to God, don't give us anything anymore as black people. Just give us common sense and the ability to reason. There are women now being born, or should I say, existing right now. A minimum of 7,500 will not get married. And will go back and say, oh, she's not married. She's a wayward. She's this. Because the husband who should have married her is dead. The penis is somewhere in China. Some are in prison. Some have been killed, abducted every blessed day under the watch of the same people that are claiming they are now coming to defend you with a the same people under their watch, under the watch of these same governors. The army and the police have been abducting and killing our people, cutting and opening them up, selling their body parts abroad. Under them, these are the people claiming they're going to defend you. And some of you idiotically, oh, now we have security with the governors, the same people. Anybody that supports this teacher is part and parcel of those, in fact, has a hand in the killing, in the abduction, and in the harvesting of organs of our people. Remember Ezu River. You remember Ezu River very well. There is something that some of you do not know. Do you know that some people from SARS ran abroad to go and seek asylum? That people are going to kill them. Let me answer your question this way. When the revolution comes, the only thing that can save the people, since we can no longer protest, we can no longer change our leaders through the ballot box, the only option left is a revolution. There is no other option. No other option. I don't know. The problem in Nigeria, part of it is Yoruba journalism. Yoruba journalism is evil. Yoruba journalism, they are the ones telling you, oh, 2023, Jagaban, Asakaban, all these idiots. They keep, oh my God, you are feeling pain. They are the ones applying the ointment all the time, telling you there is hope with election. But they themselves knows very clearly that election do not work in the zoo. Because INEC is a Fulani property. If they will rig election and Britain will say it was free and fair, and that's the end of the matter. Look at Hope Uzodinma from number 4. Number 4, not number 2, not number 3, from number 4. In front of your eyes, Supreme Court lied, falsified the figures of INEC in a country that claims they're civilized. Why shouldn't I call Nigerians animals? Why shouldn't I call Nigeria a zoo? Useless people everywhere. That is what we are fighting. If you know the worst thing to fight in this life is ignorance. Ignorance is a demon. That is why in the Western world where you are, anybody who defeats, there are some unseen evil in society. Ignorance, poverty, deprivation, hunger, homelessness. They are demonic. That is why if you defeat hunger, they call you a saint. They call you maybe St. George, St. Matthew, or whatever, because you have defeated something that the eyes cannot see. You know, if I'm fighting with you now, I can see you. Maybe you hit me, I hit you back. But you are fighting something that is invisible. Hunger is invisible. Deprivation is invisible. Poverty is invisible. For you to fight and conquer it, oh my God in heaven. You don't know. That is what we are fighting. We are fighting an invisible enemy, but I thank Chukwukika Abiyama in heaven that we are winning. Yoruba journalism, believe you me, is worse than SARS. Yoruba journalism is so virulent, it's untrue. I pray that they repent. I pray that they repent. That Nigeria is still standing today is partly down to Yoruba corrupt journalism. They are the problem, and that is why the Fulanis have taken their forest over. That is why the first of Yoruba land is gone to Fulani Janjaweed. Because of the evil of Yoruba journalism. Had they stood on the path of the truth to say that IPOB did nothing, Biafrans did nothing, you cannot kill them, you cannot be doing what you're doing, we wouldn't be where we are today. Things would have changed. But now, as I say, I can't see how back on. Now, the time that Fashoranti's daughter was killed, it dawned on them that what Nnamdi Kanu is saying is correct after all. What those people, IPOB, Biafrans are agitating for, maybe that is highly legitimate. Now they are agitating as well as we are doing. And we wish them well. The same way we are discussing corrupt politicians in our land is how Yoruba people should be discussing corrupt journalism. Corrupt Yoruba journalism is responsible for the suffering and pain of the people in the zoo. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my Lord. Thank you.
We are live and we are direct, and of course, heaven is bearing us witness. We are whiter than white and whiter than snow. That is why everything we say always come to pass. Always come to pass. It must come to pass because heaven is with us. The caller on the line, can you hear me, please? Your name and where you're calling us from, if you may.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, sir. My name is Anyango Chikeze Leonard.
You're calling from where?
I'm calling from UAE.
United Arab Emirates. Please go ahead. We're listening.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I have a contribution to make, sir. Actually, this is my first time to reach you for many years now. This is my first time. I will come today. It's a blessed day to me. Regarding the leaders that will emerge in Biafra land, whenever Biafra comes, I have a contribution to make. And I believe that the lawmakers, those that will be the lawmakers, they are listening as well. To all political holders, I am saying that anybody that will emerge as a political holder, his or her family must be in Biafra land. His children, everything, wife must be in Biafra land. Not the ones that you are a leader, your children are schooling abroad. No. It must be under the law as a law. And that type of law should be under rigid law, not flexible. It must never be changed. All the children must be in Biafra land. Hospital, everything, you are sick, you must be treated in Biafra land. Not the type that you are sick, you'll be flown abroad for treatment. Another one is for the so-called governors. Please, sir, they have done a lot. And we have endured a lot. As the previous caller has said, if one of them is down, I think others will learn. Keeping them, romancing them will never solve an issue. Keeping them, romancing them, complaining, crying, it will never solve any issue. When one is down, others will learn. So these are my two areas of contribution. Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling, and I welcome it. There is something called fallout and consequences. Can we handle it? I can, but can you? Those guys, they are evil. Believe you me, they are evil. The caller on the line, can you hear me?
Yeah, good morning, sir. Hello.
Good morning to you. Raise your voice for me, please.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Is it okay, sir?
It's better now. Your name and where you're calling from?
Okay. My name is Austin. I'm from Igodomigodo.
Igodomigodo. The key that opens the key. The key that opens the key. My goodness.
Yes,
Go ahead,
sir.
please.
Yes, sir. I'm calling from Italy. I want to know, all of us now, we are all one because we are Biafrans.
Of course.
We should have love for each other.
Yes.
So my question now to you, when are we going to change this narrative? Because this governors, this killer, this demonic, this bloodsucker, they kill us to gain their position in politics.
Yes.
To become a governor, president, whatever they want to achieve. So when are we going to change now to start killing them? Because our brothers are dying every day. I'm telling you, there's somebody I'm with him for many years. We are together. He just visited Urana. He's gone. He's gone.
My goodness.
He's gone. He went to Ebony. He's gone. He's not coming back here again. He's not coming back. I'm not in again. Only phone call. Then he's gone. He's gone. When are we going to? What mind is not supposed to see today? What is happening? When are we going to take what the right not belong to? The land belongs to us. It didn't belong to them. protecting their children. My Lord, when are we going to take the narrative? This is just my own car. Please.
We need to start. It has to be a revolution. I agree with you.
Yes.
And as our brother it has to be a revolution. Because the thing is that you cannot protest. You cannot change your leaders through the ballot box. They are killing you every blessed day. There is nothing that you can rise up and say, oh, I'm proud of this very thing where I come from. The only alternative is a revolution. And as I said to them during NSAS, when they introduced their tribe and religion and all that nonsense, as I said, that is why Yoruba journalism is evil. When they introduced their tribe and their religion and all that rubbish, because they want a Yoruba man to be president in 2023. They never knew that they were mortgaging or sacrificing the future of their own children. We must rise up in a revolution. If you allow, let's say, a group of people to do it, they will label it a tribal takeover of Nigeria. I know them very well. That's what they do. Britain is in control of, I wouldn't say control of world media, but they have significant influence. Fulani, they have over $30 billion to bribe anybody bribable to make sure that their own narrative is what gains traction at the end of the day. What we are going to do is very simple. We continue this campaign we are on until the people will one day come out on the streets and say, we are no longer going back unless you give us a referendum. And when that happens, every politician will be in trouble. We must be able to rise up and confront this evil. As the previous caller said, what we are going to have in the new Biafra. Nobody can travel, not nobody. If you're a politician, you cannot travel abroad for medical treatment. There'll be no siren when you're going to work in the morning. If you cannot take public transport like other people, you go home and you sit down. The only people who can travel with siren is the president or the prime minister of the various ethnic nationalities we have. Let's say Igodom, their premier will be able to travel, not even with siren, with dispatch riders, because there'll be no noise. The only people that can make noise is the fire service, the police, and the ambulance. Nobody else can make noise. Your children must not even school in Biafra land. They will go to the nearest school to your house. The nearest hospital, when you're sick, you cannot travel more than outside the nearest hospital to your house. These are the things that are going to have in place. Such things cannot obtain in the zoo. And then Biafra land, there will be no generator. From the president down. If we don't have light, the president will not have light. If we don't have light, not even president, the prime minister will not have light. If we don't have light, the politicians will not have light. So there will be no generator. We must make sure that our national grid is working to give us power 24 hours a day without fail. For you to have all these things in the zoo called Nigeria, or for our lives to be better, I agree with you, there has to be a revolution. A very serious, bloody revolution. But let me tell you one thing about why revolution can never work in Nigeria. It can never work. Let me use the NSAS as an example. During NSAS, Fulani managed to convince their servants, the Hausas, not to come out to protest, to join the NSAS protest. Because being black people, all they saw, all they wanted to see is a Nigeria they can take advantage of. That's all they wanted to see, is a Nigeria they can take advantage of. Because they think that they are very smart. They think they are very, very smart. So what they wanted to do is, you people in the South, you can kill yourselves, so we inherit Nigeria now. When you have people thinking that way, how can you be in a country with them? How is that possible? How is that possible? I ask you. That is something that our people must understand. That is why everybody must conduct this very revolution in their own village. Yoruba, do revolution where you come from. We are also going to do our own where we come from. And that is something that most people must understand. That is something that we are working towards, and that is why we are going to win in the end. We understand the zoo. We know their mindset. We know how they think. We understand that very, very well. And that is why we are doing the best we can today to make sure we educate our people sufficiently enough to understand what needs to be done for us to gain this freedom that we're all yearning for. Thank you very much, my dear brother. Thank you very, very much. I'm so sorry you lost your friend Thank you very much, and remain blessed. Remain blessed. Thank you very, very much. We are live and we are direct. And of course, heaven, as always, is bearing us witness. Heaven is bearing us witness as we speak. Let us go to the line to see if there are people there to call us, or should I say, give us the benefit of their own opinion. Absolutely, as always, this one has crashed totally and completely. I mean, the WhatsApp the number I've just given to you is not even, people are not even allowing, it can't even ring. To make matters worse, it cannot even ring. It's not even ringing out. Let us go to the line to see if we have people there. Oh my word. So many people trying to get through to us. The caller on the line, can you hear me, please? The caller on signal. The caller on signal, can you hear me?
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning to you, please. Your name and where you're calling us from?
Tom from Sapele.
From Sapele, please go ahead.
Yeah. I just want to ask a question. I'm from Ijoland.
Yes, go ahead.
I know you are not familiar with Ijo side, so I will use Ebonyi State as an example.
Who said I'm not familiar with the Ijo side? Who said I'm not familiar? Who said that? I am familiar. Go ahead.
Okay, sir. So my question is that, you were saying that some Igbos are in Kogi State.
Yes.
Okay. So if they want to conduct referendum and those that in Kogi State doesn't win the majority, will they still join the Biafra?
Yes, because our referendum is going to be conducted based on ethnicity, not based on boundary drawn up by one Janjaweed in Abuja or Lagos before. What's the meaning of Kogi State? What's the meaning of Kogi? One idiot woke up one morning and decided to draw a boundary. No, it will be based on ethnicity. Those things that we were before the white man came. Before the white man came, you are a Ijo. Is that correct?
Yes.
There are Ijo people in Delta. Is that correct?
Yes.
Ijo people is it in Ondo? Is that correct?
Ondo State, yes, sir.
Ijo people in Rivers.
Yes, sir.
Ijo people in Bayelsa.
Yes, sir.
Then when we conduct a referendum, it will be Ijo people in all these areas that I've mentioned as one Ijo block, voting if they want to be part of Biafra or they want to be slaves to Fulani Janjaweed. The same thing everywhere. The same day that we conduct the referendum for Igbo people, it will be Igbo people in Benue State, Igbo people in Kogi State, Igbo people even in Igoromigoro land, those that identify themselves as Igbo, which is a Banke, Igbo people in Delta State, Igbo people, remember, in Cross River, Igbo people in Akwa Ibom, Igbo people in Rivers. It's endless. They will now come together to decide if they want to be part of Biafra or not. That's how it's going to be done. I cannot sit down somewhere and one idiot will tell me, oh, Igbo land is only 5 states, 5 of the Southeast. Our brother asked earlier from New York, why is it that those that went before us, they got it wrong and we got it right? And I said, if you claim you're a leader and you allow your people to be balkanized and bastardized into different states that you have no control over, then you are not a leader. You are not a leader of your people. Look at what is wrong with it. Even if I want a Ijo to be a nation on their own, that is my preference in life. I want a Ijo to be a nation of their own, to have their own prime minister running the affairs of a Ijo land with a Ijo value system. That's what I want for everybody. Freedom for everybody. But our people don't understand it. If you go it alone, you cannot win. It's as simple as that. If you do it alone, you can never win. But together we win. We come back. And then everybody to your tent, O Israel. Thank you very much for your question. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, sir.
A very intelligent question. Thank you very much. Thank you. From Sapele, of course. When we finish our referendum, the referendum campaign will be so sweet, isn't it? all the arguments, all the history that they have been hiding from us, we now reveal it. Because they're going to ask me, why do you want a Jolan to be part of Biafra? Then there's history I've not told you yet. Oh, I'm waiting for the campaign for referendum. Then I will unleash it. Then they'll be the ones crying and embracing me, saying, oh, I never knew before. The caller on the line, can you hear me, please? Your name and where you are. Can you hear me? You are listening to your... Yeah, turn down your system, please. Turn it down. Turn it down and listen to us. Good morning, sir. Good morning to you. Your name and where you're calling from?
I'm calling from Nsukka, Enugu State.
Nsukka, Enugu State. What is happening? What is your name? Your first name only, please.
My name is Ozemena.
Ozemena. What is happening in Enugu today? Are the Fulani still killing and rampaging?
Yes, sir. Fulani attack Ibagwani day first day, sir.
2 days ago, Ibagwani. Did we repel them? Did we stop them?
No, they come in by 10 o'clock in the night, sir.
They came in the middle of the night.
Yes, sir.
Has the Enugu State governor said anything?
He hasn't said anything yet.
Enugu State governor hasn't said anything yet.
Yes, sir.
After an attack against his people in Ibagwani. And this and he's a leader. Unbelievable.
Yes, sir.
A man that I happen to like very much. Is unbelievable. And I don't know what makes these people leaders. Your people are being killed and you're quiet. And you're quiet. Anyway, go on. Ask your question or tell us what you want to tell us this morning.
Please, we need your help, sir. A lot is a lot, sir. Please.
Where exactly do you want us to come in? Where? Which territory is having problem now? Tell us.
Yeah, Nsukka West. As my background, Okutu.
I am sure that men on the ground are listening. Men, does it mean that the Fulanis, they have a camp there, a settlement there, illegal settlement?
They have a camp, sir.
Where is the camp located?
Okuje side, Okuje forest.
My goodness. It seems there are so many, we drive them from one side, they go to another. That is called Yafo. Like Rolling Stone Mark. You go to one side, they go to the other side. Huh? How many are these people? Do they ever finish? My goodness. No, we'll do it. It will be done. You will come back next week Friday and tell me what happened. Because we're going to move into that area. Of course we are going to. It's Eastern Security Network. Anywhere we are needed, we go there immediately. We are everywhere. Where is it? There is a Bagwan is under attack as well. Where is the where is it? Just making mouth. People stand up and talk rubbish and go back to the comfort of their homes with their siren every day. Fulani, they're very clever. They chose idiots to preside over our lives. That is why things are the way they are today. But it can no longer continue. It can no longer continue. We are live and we are direct. This is early in the morning. It is to 9 in the blessed land of Biafra. I should say, I think it's about 11 minutes to 9 a.m. in the morning. We are live and people are calling us from all over the world. My goodness. The caller on the line, can you hear me, please? Your name and where you are, if you may. The caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? For the final time, can you hear me?
Good morning, my leader.
Good morning to you.
Very clearly.
Yes, your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, my name is I'm calling you from America, New York.
From New York. Thank you very much.
Yes, Bronx.
From Bronx.
Yeah, my leader, I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy someone just called now complaining of what is happening in Nsukka. It happened to be where I come from. I come from a place called Enugu Ezike.
Enugu Ezike, yes.
And Enugu Ezike, yes, Enugu Ezike has become a new abode for all the Fulani that we are chased out from Ono and Abakaliki. All the surrounding villages, because we are located at the border with Benue. All the bordering villages in that very community have been overtaken by new Fulani settlers. So
we are moving there. You will hear the story in the next few days. We are moving to that place to even push them further into Upper Benue. We are moving there. What you hear what will happen? You hear it.
One other question, my leader. Please, I want you to explain to us what you mean by chain of command before I ask my question, sir.
Chain of command is very simple. The order governing. Every order comes from me, and I give it to those below me to pass to those below them until it gets to the field officers we have. That is the chain of command. That order comes from only one source, from me.
Yeah.
And no other person.
All right, sir.
Yes, that's what it means.
Why I ask this question is because in Nsukka district,
yes,
there was an internal problem, internal crisis, and the new continental rep, who is Tarinemi, he jettisoned the national coordinator of Biafra land and even the state coordinator from Enugu state, and went down to the district and removed the district coordinator and brought somebody that just joined the struggle last year, and the thing is chairing the...
No, it shouldn't happen that way. He should not be contacting, he should not have a hand. Africa Continental Rep deals with only national coordinators, does not have any involvement in the day-to-day running of the family on the ground. That is our structure. That is how it's going to be. That is how we are structured.
I know that. That's why I wanted to hear from you, because I know he's listening. He just wants to ruin everything in our community, in our own district. He removed our district coordinator.
Are you sure he was the one that removed him?
Yes, I spoke with him before the day he went to our district. I even told him because of
No, it shouldn't. Our Africa rep should be traveling to African countries and dealing with national issues. The issue in that very place should be dealt with by the Enugu State Coordinator under the guidance of Biafra Land Coordinator. If there is anything that our Africa rep wants to see done on the ground, he will tell the national coordinator of Biafra Land, who will now tell the state coordinator. And in fact, his remit stops at the national level, not the local level.
Yeah.
Yes, to stop any discussion.
I want to conclude by saying I know that they are listening. The former district coordinator may not come back, but the person he put there now is just like Okuz Odimma. He just joined the struggle last year, and I don't think it will be good for us, especially now that we are facing this struggle. Thank you, my leader.
Thank you very much for calling. Thank you very much from the USA, of course. We are live and we are direct. Isn't it very funny how, can you see how all the Umunchoncho baby saboteurs, we are defeated with consistency, truth, and sound argument. Very, very simple. Very, very simple. They have been reduced to nothing. Let me tell you one thing that some of you may struggle to understand. Our people, some of you prefer to showcase your strength at home, like the idiots at Obunike yesterday, robbing a bank with the help of DSS to say it's IPOB that did it. You cannot go outside. Look at now in Enugu, that is full and there. You won't go there and do courtism. You are a hard man. We need you in Enugu now to go and fight the Fulani. You are in the village disturbing people. The same way that a Sabo behaves. Sabo take these young ones that they give data money 2,000 naira every week for a charge. And they go online to be talking rubbish. Fools everywhere. How far? I ask them. How far? I'm asking them. Because they understand that we are formidable. Their masters could not defeat us. Now they have sent some idiots within to try making a fool of themselves. I want to call somebody who called me all the way from Germany. I want to get them back on this very program. If you're lucky, we will try to call you back. If you are fortunate, that is. I have the caller now on the line. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. My
Please.
name is Edwin Okolo
Your name is what?
from Kogi State. Edwin Okolo from Kogi State.
Say that name again so the world will hear you. What is your name and where are you from?
Okolo Edwin from Kogi State.
Okolo Edwin. Are you an Igbo man or you a Kogi man?
Yes, I'm a original Igbo from Kogi State.
And Ohaneze is saying 5 southeastern states. And they claim they are leaders. Your name is Okolo. You are an Igbo man. You are indigenous to a place they carved into Kogi State. And people are telling me that you're from the north. So that when the caliphate is speaking, they're talking about you as a northerner. Do you accept that?
No, the problem in Eastern region is the problem is governor. The governor of Eastern, they are very bad. They are the one that allow the Fulani people to come and do rubbish in their area. Even in my own place in Kogi State, we live in our place in Isbaji. We don't allow Fulani to. We don't recognize Fulani as a human being. When I was very small, I used to ask my father, "Is Fulani are they a human being or animal?" Because they always be in the bush. We don't recognize them. Don't take them. Don't see them as a human being. But I wonder why Fulani they are over everywhere in Igbo land. They killing people. And they cannot try it and shoot one person in the Kogi State. We will kill them all and kill the cow and throw it in the River Niger. But we wonder why all these things happen in how from north to Imo State. How does it? I'm surprised. How come?
From Mali, you're saying not? They come from Gambia, all the way from Gambia to Okigwe, at Atoloba. From all the way from Gambia. And we say we have governors. What is paining me is that people like you are called northerners. Kogi State is the north. Do you know now the Kanu put Kogi State as part of his Biafra? You are the evidence as to why I put Kogi State as part of Biafra. Because they carved the Biafrans into Kogi State.
I reject to be not. I'm not a not. I reject to be not. Kogi State is not a not. It's only that how Kogi like a tongue inside the teeth. No, tongue is inside. The teeth cover tongue. See, Kogi State have border with Anambra State, have border with Enugu State, then have border with Delta State by River Niger, have border state by Edo State. It's a little bit far from it. Kogi State is supposed to be east. It's supposed to be
unbelievable.
It's supposed to be not.
Unbelievable. Hey, Britain.
It's all this dividing and sharing of these things that causes problem. And what is there is the youth all the youth in Igbo land have to wake up, because we don't wait for our governor, we don't wait for anybody, we don't wait for anybody to. Anywhere we see Fulani with cow, we don't listen to king. We don't listen to anybody. Anywhere we see Fulani come with cows, we pursue them immediately. We don't take any order for anybody. We youth, we are very organized.
Thank you very much.
All the youth have wake up.
We are waking up. I'm not a youth, of course. I'm an elderly man now. We have woken up, and the youths are doing the needful.
What I'm trying to say.
Go ahead.
The youth at home, I'm saying, the youth at home.
Yes.
The youth at home have to wake up.
And they have woken up, I assure you. Anybody doing cultism, go and look for the nearest Fulani and do your cultism there. Not in the village. If we catch you, you're a gunner. Go and do your cultism against Fulani. As they are doing in a Baji, in Kogi, that they claim is part of Fulani Caliphate. It will not be well with all those people, I'm telling you. Thank you very much, my dear brother, for this very enlightening call this very morning. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. I remember he is in Germany. So we are told he is in Germany. He's from a Baji in Kogi. And he's supposed to be a northerner. When they say we northerners cannot, they include him. Zoo. Yes, please, my dear brother, on the line, your name and where you're calling us from.
My name is Machuku Anthony. I'm calling from India.
Thank you very much. Go ahead.
I'm very happy today that I got you. And once again, I say, may Chuku guide you and protect you.
You say?
And once again, I try to tell our people, wherever community is in Igbo land and Biafra land, try and join hand and chase Fulani from your land. I could remember from my town, Anam is the one fighting for the Fulani. Even this year they came. They gathered themselves and chased Fulani out. No matter whatever governor are doing, the bush, the Fulani are dominating. Even the governor, Obiano, don't care about the people they are attacking in Anambra. Means you cannot allow them to attack you or attack your community. Let every community gather together. No matter whatever governor, senator, those criminals are saying, chase the Fulani out of your land. That is only one thing I have to say this morning. Let every community join hand and chase Fulani out of their land.
Thank you very much.
Men are dying. We all are dying.
Yes.
Every woman be out ready to die. If you are ready to die, Fulani will run away from your land. Thank you, Hamadike.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your call, and I accept. We must all make sure that wherever we find them, we drive them away. The Fulani people living inside the township, we can allow them to stay in the township. There is no problem. But in the bush, the answer is a capital no. We don't want them in our bushes. The date we have on YouTube, and I believe also on my Twitter, is 4th of April. It is wrong. I don't know why it's coming up with 4th of April. I don't know. It's not 4th. This is a live presentation, question and answer today, being Friday, the 16th of April. I don't know why it's showing 0404, please. So do not be discouraged. You're listening to a live presentation. The time now is 3 minutes past 9 a.m. in the blessed land of Biafra. And we have come to the end of our program this very morning. Next week, Friday, we're going to be live on air. And I think maybe this question and answer, we should allow it to run for at least 3 hours to allow as many people as possible to air their opinion and also advise us as well. You know, everything we are doing is based on what you have asked us to do. All we do is that we define it, we sharpen it, and we implement it. I thank you all very much for listening to us this very morning. As always, we have nothing else but IPOB and Radio Biafra to disseminate our message. We must be very strong and resolute all over the world. Anything you're asked to do, please try and do it. Because all of our actions individually will collectively, in due course, deliver the type of Biafra that we want. We are under one central command, only one, not two, not three, not four. And that is why we must do things the proper way, or else the repercussions and consequences may be too there for us to handle. Once again, I thank you very much for listening for waking up very early this morning. For some of you around New York, it's about 3 a.m. in the morning or thereabout. We thank you for listening once again. And from me, from here, good morning.
Savior, holy, 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 another Savior, holy, 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 holy,
Well, this is MobiM. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPOB families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafra War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafra army to fight, and they were singing out. Holy, 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 they were singing out. Holy, 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 all will never do. This another Savior. Holy, 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 all will never do. This another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. Yamadika, Yabika, Kokwana, no, hey, wanna sing along. Holy, 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 and the kanu is another Savior. Wanna sing along.
Thy Savior, holy, 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 another Savior, another Savior, holy, 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 holy,
Well, this is MoBM. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPF families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out. They were singing out. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. Yamadika, Yabika, Kokwana, no, hey, wanna sing along. He's another Savior.
Mode kurakuwa
Okay.